What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Real Vibes, my man Scoop here. Say what's up, man. How you feeling?
Chilling, man. I got a cut yesterday, so I had to make a
Okay.
return. I was outside yesterday, but we
Oh, you
back
was
on the
out and
pot.
about.
Yeah, we back on
Okay.
the
I
pot.
see what you on. What you sharking? Like the young kids these days?
Nah, I'm not a shark, bro. I'm not a shark. I'm a megalodon, bro. I'm the biggest shark ever. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the biggest ever. You feel me?
Okay. My fault. My fault. Well, hello guys. Welcome back to the Uppercut Podcast. Like I said, it's your boy Real Vibes, and we back, man. Another episode. We trying to get as many episodes as out to y'all as possible. Like I said, we would love for y'all to comment, video ideas. We're talking about current events, potential matchups, fight cards, upcoming fight cards, historical events. We talk about everything on this channel. So make sure y'all continue to like our videos, comment on our videos, share them out to any boxing fans, or even share them out to people you want to help them get into boxing. We're here for all of that. So you got anything to say, Scoop, before we get into it?
Yeah, for sure. Make sure y'all stay tapped in on the channel. I actually got a nice little surprise cooking up next week. You can follow our Instagram to see what that surprise is gonna be. So make sure y'all tap into that.
Yes, sir. Okay, so today we got interesting vid for y'all. If y'all don't know, a little background. We both from Philly area. So we thought it would be a interesting idea today to talk about some of the Philly legends. Philly boxing, because Philly boxing has a rich history. Philly is kind of one of those hard nosed cities who was kind of known for boxing to a certain extent. Um, city of brotherly love, man. You can't really not like Philly. You feel me? And I feel like all our dogs, all our Philly fighters are some dogs too. Like, I'm gonna keep it a bean. We got some of
And
the most well-rounded.
a lot of people, a
You
lot of
feel me?
all these world champs y'all know and stuff. They sparring these Philly dudes,
Mm-hmm.
and a bunch
Mm-hmm.
of them not even known. You know what I'm saying? That just shows you Philly itself. Like we got that tough, rugged, want and grit. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, Philly got a rich history for sure.
Sure, 100%. So we're just gonna get into it, man. We're gonna name the top three Philly fighters in our opinions. He's going to give his three, I'll give my three. He's going to give his two, I'll give my two, and keep going like that. So let's
Yeah.
just hop right into it. Let's not even play with it. Who's your number three Philadelphia fighter of all time? In
Now,
terms of
bro, this was kind of like
2025, wait, real quick, in terms of June 2025, because I feel like people might come back to this episode in like 2 years.
yeah,
2 years, a lot might change. Feel
it
me?
could,
But as of right
it
now,
could.
this is our list. So go ahead.
So for my three, now I know all the old heads, but to start coming at me, you know what I'm saying? Listen, don't come at your boy. This was not my era, but I respect it enough to put bro at least on this list. You know what I'm saying? And some may even say he's not even from Philly. So for my three, I went Joe Frazier. I think he was born in South Carolina, but he was brought up and raised in Philly. So I put him on the list. It
Yeah.
was in the fight of the century. Interesting style. We can't say we've ever seen nothing like that. Beat Muhammad Ali in their first timing. So that should speak for itself. You get a win over Muhammad Ali, you're somebody. So and his left hook was vicious. I was watching
This
the other
is
day. I'm on Instagram, and he's fighting this guy on the ropes. You know his style. He doing all this weird, crazy stuff, and he hooks the bull, and the bull just freezes, like literally freezes. He hooked him so hard, the bull froze. Then he hit him to the body, and then the bull came back to life, and they kept fighting. I'm like, yo, it was crazy back in the day fighting. like,
nah, that was
I'm like,
crazy.
yo, like he just caught a coma, came back, and just continued to fight like he was just not in a coma. I'm like, what is going on? Yeah, for my three, I had to go Joe Frazier on that one, only for the fact of that's not really my era. Didn't get to see him, but I do respect his accolades and the stuff that he's done and paved the way for the guys on the two and one spot, you could say. So
100%, man. 100%. That's interesting. That's interesting. You go Frazier three. For my number three, I don't know how interesting this may sound, but as of 2025, I'm gonna say the third greatest Philadelphia boxer of all time is Danny Garcia. I feel as
I
though
like that.
Danny Garcia is one of the more, depending on who you ask, he's gonna be one of the more underrated fighters of the past 20 years. Now, a lot of people is gonna say he's overrated, depending on who you ask. Depending on who you ask. But in my personal
Yeah.
opinion, I feel like, he's fought and beaten plenty of champions. He's fought or competed against 14 current or former champions when he fought them. So, and a lot of people, as we know, think about a lot of our favorite stars today. You know damn well they ain't fight 14 champions. You feel me? Whether current or former. I feel as though Danny, great start to his career, obviously with two huge wins over Morales, Eric Morales. Continued to build that. Knocked out Amir Khan, and just kept the wins going. Obviously, his three losses are, you know, they're losses because you're fighting the best people. Landy Lara, I feel like if he was in a different time, he would easily be known as one of the best fighters. You know, I think that he kind of was on like the bad end of a stick of a few decisions. I really like Landy Lara. I feel like he's gonna be, someone who's gonna go under the radar. But I feel like that was a really great opponent for Danny. He ended up getting a loss. That's okay though. Um, but yeah, all in all, like I said, Danny, great counter puncher. One of the best counter punchers actually, and he had a grain of chin. And I feel like you got those two skills, you can compete with anyone. And he's given a lot of the best of the best 15 years, some of the best run they've had. So we gotta shout out Danny Garcia, man.
Like that. All right. So for my number 2, I went with Danny Garcia. Now
Okay.
I had to go with Danny for my number 2 for it was like first off, I'm from North Philly, you feel me? I'm Puerto Rican. Danny, North Philadelphia, Puerto Rican. So it's like seeing someone, make it from where you come from and get to the highest of the highest levels is just super like intriguing to watch and motivational per se. But not only because of that, I put Danny in my 2. Like you were saying earlier about the champions he fought. He done fought Kendall Hope, Eric Morales, Paulie Malignaggi. He done fought Errol Spence. He done fought Keith Thurman.
Matisse.
Batista. He's like one thing you could say about Danny. Like one thing I appreciate about, like I was telling you in the past episodes about the guys around that era. They all fought each other. So for that, I gotta respect that. Like these new guys, they're not fighting each other. You can't say that about Danny and all of them. Like they fought each other in their primes at that. Not too late, not too early. They fought when they was at the right exact times they needed to fight. So I go off resume. I go off the time you fought the people, the level of competition you fought. And it's like, how do you not put Danny Garcia not in them top 3 talks, out of Philadelphia? And he was a unified champ at one point. He can crack, actually Tank said that he was the hardest puncher he ever sparred. So, you know what I'm saying? Danny is super underrated in my opinion. And I feel like we'll appreciate him a little bit more as time goes, as they all do. Like we don't appreciate greatness until, it's too far gone or, whatever it may be. But yeah, I got Danny at my 2. I had to, man. Danny Swift. Yeah, that's my boy, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out Danny. I'm a real big fan. We basically had the flip flop. For number 2, I'm going Joe Frazier, man. Like you said, one of the best hooks and probably the best left hook of all time. You can make a really strong argument for. As we know, he fought the best of 3 of all time in the series against Muhammad Ali, where he made Muhammad Ali, even though it's after Muhammad Ali retirement for 3.5 years, he made Muhammad look human. We never before the Joe Frazier fight, obviously Muhammad Ali was undefeated, and he had very few instances to where he was getting pushed to the limit. And Joe Frazier brought out everything in Muhammad Ali. True dog, true grit. Like when you think Philly, you think Joe Frazier. You think gritty, got to get down and dirty because he wasn't the biggest dude. He was under, 6 foot if I'm not mistaken, and he was fighting big, strong dudes. Yeah. You feel me? So you gotta respect him, man. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I wish he fought a few more guys outside of Muhammad Ali and Foreman. I think he stayed trying to fight for a title too long, even though there's nothing wrong with that. But he just didn't get enough names under his belt. I think that's the only real thing that people will slight him for. But he was the first person to beat Muhammad Ali, so really can't
Yeah.
slight that.
And I will say to tie into that real quick, real. These guys was like Joe and Muhammad were actually like the very first big super fight ever, like in history. You got to take that into consideration because when a lot of people don't know when these guys fought, right? Joe Frazier was undefeated. Muhammad Ali was undefeated when they fought each other. They both was champions at heavyweight. You know, back in the day, it was only 2 belts. It wasn't all this, you know, all these crazy belts. So it was the first super fight like ever, like undefeated super fight though. Like you've had plenty of champions fight champions, but we've never had big superstar undefeated champ versus another big superstar undefeated champ. So they were the very first. Yeah, so it was one of them. That's why I like the build up. That's why it was called the fight of the century and all this. That's why it was a super big build up. And Joe Frazier was in so much pain after that fight, he couldn't even do an interview. That boy he got himself out of there. Muhammad Ali sitting up in the ring. He just sitting there. Joe Frazier's like, no interviews. I gotta go. I'm going to the hospital. These guys is warriors, man. Like back in the day, they were warriors. And that just attests to that grit. Yeah, attests to that grit that you was talking about. They had crazy grit, 15 rounds, and the gloves was wool, I think, or something like that. So it's crazy how far we've come. And I'm just happy to see that you got Philadelphia Fires paving the way. We gotta get a lot more respect than we usually get, man. But yeah, I like that pick. I see how we swap right there. I like that.
Yes, sir.
Now for my number one, okay. I feel like this is gonna be your number one too, but you gotta
Most
respect
likely.
Rated. B-Hop, man, my boy B-Hop. B-Hop was like my favorite boxer growing up, bro. I don't know why. Like, I guess he was kind of like the first like big time boxer we probably seen from Philly. Like, probably, you know what I'm saying? Like seeing him. Yeah, B-Hop, bro. B-Hop, the alien, the executioner. This guy, bro, crazy, bro. Let me go down the list. We got a whole list of all the people that he done fought. This guy is crazy, bro. He done fought Roy Jones a couple times. Who we got up on here? We got Chad Dawson, Roy Jones, Kelly Pavlik, Joe Calzee. We got Antonio Tarver, Jermaine Taylor, Oscar De La Hoya, Felix Trinidad. We can sit here and go on and on. I believe he actually has the most title defenses at middleweight, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's like 16 or 17 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. I know he defended it 16 times, though. I read into an article about he defended his middleweight title 16 times. Kind of crazy that you think about that. Like, some fighters don't even have 16 fights. So it's like, it's kind of crazy that we saying like 16 title defenses that we won. Not just been in. We talking about 16 fights where you would say, I defended this belt and I walked out back with my belt. That itself attests to that. B-Hop, the alien, man. Executioner, oldest middleweight champ, I think, as well. Undisputed champ. Like, it doesn't get no better than B-Hop, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
B-Hop was everything. You know, B-Hop was everything. And I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, B-Hop, he's real savvy, to say the least. You know, I think that one of the things that kind of make him special, and he kind of reminds me of Andre Ward in the sense that they just kind of did whatever they had to do to win. You know what I'm saying?
I like that comparison.
Few headbutts, feel me, elbows to get a little, stuff without the ref seeing. All that help make what B-Hop is, though. You know, you gotta respect it. If you go down the list that you mentioned, he's beating most of those dudes. You know, mind you, most of those dudes are in their 20s, early 30s. B-Hop is beating a lot of them dudes late 30s, in his 40s. As we all know, he started his pro boxing career really late, after serving a little bit of time. But he's the perfect
5 years.
He's a perfect story of showing. It's never over. It's never too late. You work hard. You got grit. You got what it takes. You got that dog. It's never over. You can compete with the best of them, man. B-Hop showed tremendous skill. I think that, you know, it's crazy that he stayed at middleweight for so long. Like, he was making that weight pretty well, especially for his size. Because he physically looked bigger than like a Trinidad and Oscar De La Hoya.
When he beat Trinidad, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, bro, your man B-Hop is like, his style is slick, but he could get dirty. Pause. Like, if you peep, like, he don't mind sneaking in some little dirty shots in there,
Yep.
putting his head, his bald head all in your face, you know what I'm saying? On some Holyfield stuff.
Getting
Like,
under your skin.
He don't mind. Yep. Yeah, he don't mind. He don't mind getting a little, he don't mind making it look clean. He don't mind making it look dirty. Very slick, very, very fundamentally sound. Chin always tucked. Like, he is literally like a prime definition of fundamentally sound, staying disciplined, and listening to my corner. That is what B-Hop is. He's a product of them three aspects right there.
Literally, man. And, you know, for him to be the oldest world champ as well, you know, he's beating dudes in their 20s, man. I can't stress this enough. Like, he was still moving really well at 45. It didn't get to when he was close to 50 that he started looking human. You know, at 45, he was taking people's belts, and 46, like, it was ridiculous, man. So we can't say enough about B-Hop, man. Definitely one of my favorite fighters. He's one of the guys that I love to go back and watch some of their fights, like, just to see, okay, how did B-Hop handle this fighter? How did he go about this situation? He had some real tough opponents, like we keep saying. I really like his fight against Joe Calzaghe, even though I feel like Joe Calzaghe is someone we should talk about more.
Super underrated. Never lost.
Super underrated, man. Super underrated. I really like that. That was a great fight. The Jermaine Taylor fights, like, even in his losses, he still puts up good performances. I feel like there's never a time where you was just like, yeah, B-Hop really just got destroyed and knocked out, and you feel me? Except maybe his only destruction was like against Kovalev, but he's in the end of his career.
Fell out the ring too. That was
and
crazy.
Kovalev was in his prime though. You feel me? Like,
that was when Kovalev was a destroyer. Like, he was.
That's Kovalev. You feel me? So that's not even a bad loss. So
yeah,
you know, like
you were saying earlier, when you fight at that level, you know, it's only bound to happen. You know, it's only bound to take it out.
And he was fighting at championship levels for literally 20 years, from 95 to 2015. He was fighting at the top level. So gotta respect it, man.
Quick little two fun facts too about B-Hop, right? Well, three. B-Hop started boxing in a prison system. I think they need to bring that back, like letting prisoners box and stuff. He learned how to fight in prison. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Like, a lot of these guys been bred since birth. This guy learned how to fight when he was in prison, and look what he became. Like you said, he's living proof you can do anything if you set your mind out to it. Two, B-Hop lost his first professional fight.
Yep.
He was 0-1 when he started fighting, and what he done went and did. You feel me? And a third fact, he is the oldest world champion to ever become world champion to this day. He broke George Foreman's record. You know what I'm saying? At 46 years old. B-Hop is an animal, man. We gotta start giving him his flowers, man. I believe he's the best boxer to ever come out of Philly due to all them factors, all the storyline, everything that played out how it is. And now he's a promoter helping other people out. You know what I'm saying? So
100%.
Beautiful story.
100%. You know, definitely wanted to shout out them three and shout out, you know, the Philly fighters. You know, it's a few people want to come up. Maybe Jaron Ennis enters this discussion after a few championship fights. Maybe Fulton.
Yeah.
You feel me? But as of right now, I think that's a really good theory, man. Let us know in the comment what other cities or what city we should do next, what state, what kind of fighter.
Give us y'all top three in Philly. Fighters. Let us know y'all top three.
Make sure y'all give us what y'all think, because I'm interested to see. Man. Like I said, make sure y'all comment any video ideas. We're open ears to everything. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. We're also on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Fuck with us, man. We putting out good content every week, man. You got anything to say, Scoop?
Yeah, hit the description, man. Follow all platforms. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I got a surprise coming out next week. So please stay tuned for that. Follow our Instagram for that surprise. I might throw it on TikTok too. I was just talking to you about the TikTok. So check TikTok out. Check Instagram out within the next week. I got a surprise dropping. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that.
Yes, sir, man. And we out.